Welcome to Little Luxuries, the show where I seek out experiences worth spending money on. Now, we all want to look as best we can for the festive season, but even Santa Claus may not be able to turn back time for you. But can you, ladies, roll back the ravages of Father Time using the latest technology? So today I'm asking, what is Thermage FLX, and can non-invasive skin tightening, the latest technology in that sphere, really help you turn back the clock? Nudge it a little bit or a lot. We're going to find out. Self-care is in focus today with my guest. She's Ageless Medical founder, Dr. Lam B. Lan. Dr. Lam, how are you?
Hi, Michelle. Thank you so much for
It is
bringing
a
me to your talk show again.
It is always a joy to speak with you because you have this arsenal of incredible tools. And today I want to talk to you about Thermage FLX. How does it's an energy-based treatment. How does it tighten your skin?
Now, Michelle, thank you so much again for inviting me to your talk show to talk about the little luxuries in life. Now, one of the exciting non-invasive skin tightening treatment that you mentioned earlier that's available in the market now is known as Thermage FLX. Now, Thermage FLX is the fourth generation US FDA approved skin tightening device that uses monopolar radio frequency to actually deliver deep heat to the deep layers of the skin to actually tighten the old collagen, remodel new collagen, and stimulate our body to produce its new collagen. Sounds exciting, yeah? And
Yeah.
it helps to tighten the skin, especially around the periorbital, the eye area, and also the face, the jawline, making you look younger, having a smoother and tighter skin.
So when you go out there, and I see a lot of places that offer Thermage, but I want to know, what are the differences? Is this the most evolved? Is this the latest and the newest technology?
Yes, the March FLX, this device here, is different from the older generation Thermage CPT for a few reasons. One, if you look at the tip of the new Thermage FLX, it's bigger in surface area as compared to the older one. The older one, the surface area is maybe only like this. Okay, because of the bigger surface area, the treatment is therefore faster. The new FLX also has a better cooling system. It has an inbuilt vibration tool into the handpiece so that when you're doing the treatment, if you turn on the vibration tool, it will distract the patients from any discomfort that you may experience during the treatment. Otherwise, our staff will be like petting you and distracting you. Makes it better. We massage you. And of course, this new FLX has an AccuWrap technology that auto-tune each time a radio frequency pulse is being delivered to your skin. It will adjust the radio pulse to suit each individual skin type for more precise and consistent treatment. And therefore, FLX stands for, F is faster treatment time because of the bigger face tip surface area. L stands for algorithm with an A, of course, because of the AccuWrap technology. And X stands for experience, spelled with an E, better patient experience and comfort because of the vibration tool, the better improved cooling system, and the AccuWrap technology. So FLX, interesting, yeah?
Yeah, really is. So I'm interested in the results. So if it's tightening, I'm going to be able to see more of a jawline. I'm going to,
Absolutely.
be able to tighten up turkey neck. So it works for different parts of the body as well?
Absolutely. Now, Thermage FLX is actually US FDA approved, especially for the skin around the eye. There's an eye tip, if you can see, is really small. Okay, so it can really go up to your lash line, right onto the lash line to tighten the upper eyelid skin and the lower eyelid skin. Obviously, we let you wear a plastic corneal shield so that it's more comfortable and doesn't harm the eyes. So it is especially good for that. But of course, it also provides skin tightening to any parts of the body where there's skin, the face, the jawline, the neck, the collar touch, the skin on the back of the hands, your inner arm, bye-bye arms. Even if you have stretch marks post-pregnancy, Thermage FLX may help to improve that. But many times, for stretch marks in the abdomen, you actually need a combination of treatment because it is due to loss of elasticity, collagen. You may need to combine with treatments such as Profilo. We mentioned in your last video talk show. Profilo is very good for hydration and also improving skin laxity. So if you combine both, for
Yeah.
example, Thermage FLX and Profilo, you can actually get marvelous results for post-pregnancy stretch marks.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I think that will be my Christmas gift to you listeners. If there's anything worth spending on, I think really it's Profilo and Thermage FLX together because the results are just amazing. And what's really great is also that, you at the end of it, you think, okay, I look all right, but I'm going to see results in the months to come. But this is the gift that keeps on giving because you see results at the 30-day point, and then you also see results at the 2 months point, and then you continue to see better results as time goes on. Is that right, Dr. Lam?
Absolutely, Michelle. Now, as I mentioned earlier, immediately post-treatment, most patients can see some visible results, but I really think it's due to the uh, radio frequency heating up the skin and giving you an immediate tightening. But collagen synthesis takes time, and
Yeah.
usually over the next 2 to 6 months, as the radio frequency contract your old collagen fibers, remodel your body's collagen, and stimulate your skin to produce its own collagen, you will see even better results and more obvious tightening in the course of the 2 to 6 months, as you rightly mentioned. And studies have been done to show that the effects of the March FLX can last up to 12 months after one single session. Obviously, it depends then on your skin condition, how saggy you are, depending on your lifestyle, your habit, if you smoke, and so on and so forth. But otherwise, clinical studies have been done to show that it lasts 12 months. Amazing. You just do
Yeah,
it
really
once
great.
every
And
year.
no downtime. So you can go straight back to work if you want to
No downtime.
after the procedure because it leaves you a little red. And some people might be swollen, I think, but that's about it, right?
It's absolutely little to no downtime. Uh, Most patients return back to work immediately after the treatment. It's like nothing has happened. The skin is just a little bit more tightened. The eyelid may be a little bit more lifted. And then every day, every month, as your colleague and friends, your husband sees you, you're getting younger and younger, looking better and better, with no sign of anything being done. That's fantastic, isn't it?
And no needles, right? No needles have gone. This is non invasive. So this whole idea is this heat.
Absolutely.
I call it like ironing your skin. That's
Yes.
how I think of it. It's like
No, that's what some
holding it
patients
up and then
say. Yeah, it's
ironing.
like, yeah, you're just ironing your face with a hot iron.
And everything that you're experiencing is your own body. You mentioned your own body is sort of producing this collagen that it once produced when you were maybe 10 years younger or a couple of
Younger,
years younger.
absolutely. As we all know, or maybe many people don't know, that when you start from the age of 20s to 30s, every year you make 1% less of collagen in your skin. So every year you make less, besides losing it. And by the time you reach your 40s, the amount of collagen you produce in your skin is much less than what that has been lost. So you will start to experience your skin becoming less elastic, the thinning of the epidermis and the dermis layer of the skin, that you lose volume, you start to feel saggy in your jawline, and you start to look old and aged. And therefore, there's no right age to start any non-invasive skin tightening device. You want to start as long as you feel that your skin is beginning to sag and show signs of aging. So even if you're in your 20s and 30s, you want to embark on non-invasive skin tightening treatment, you can actually consider Thermage. I think it's
Okay,
an
so this is
excellent.
interesting. So it's not just for women of the later age, but this is part of a strategy. We talked about this prejuvenation, you call it, right?
Absolutely, prejuvenation. That's a new buzzword. So prejuvenation is a very clever play of two words, prevention and rejuvenation. In fact, in the 2016 survey from the members of American Academy of Facial Plastic Reconstructive Surgery, 51% of the doctors being interviewed reported an increase in the number of men and women in the 20s and 30s starting non-invasive aesthetic treatments. Okay, and therefore this new term has arisen known as prejuvenation. It means the use of minimally invasive procedures, aesthetic procedures, to actually maintain a youthful appearance and ideally delay the onset of visible signs of aging. And hopefully, if you start earlier, maybe in your late 20s and 30s, and you do something every year like the March, you can prevent aging, you can hopefully also delay or avoid more invasive procedures down the line. Okay, maybe
I like
if you don't
that.
start any treatment when you reach your 50s, you may need a surgical facelift. But if you start something earlier in your late 20s and 30s, you do something non-invasive every year like the March, you can actually maybe not do a surgical facelift when you're in your 50s.
Oh, I'm all for non-surgical facelifts, sparing yourself the pain. Now, speaking of pain, I cry when I have my eyebrows plucked. I have a very low threshold for pain. Um, so I thought it was kind of intense, but can you share the experience with listeners? What can they realistically expect?
Now, to be very honest, Thermage FLX treatment is not without any discomforts, okay? And that's the reason why between the older generation, third generation Thermage CPT and the FLX, there's a lot of improved features in this device. Uh, as the face tip is placed on the skin, all right, as the RF energy is being delivered to the skin, is heat anyway, so you feel a heating up of the skin, but uh, because of the cooling system, every time the tip is placed onto the skin, the cryogen in the device will deliver bursts of the cooling air to cool the skin surface, and then the radio frequency waves will be delivered to the skin. After that, there's another cooling burst of the cryogen. So actually, the skin get cooled down again. So basically, you feel like a heat sensation along the face, on the whole face, but especially more intense along the jawline when there's bone. And I always tell patient the pain is like that. Actually, on the eyelid with the eye tip, the pain is the least. Then followed by the forehead, there's least pain. The cheeks, the jawline is a little bit more intensive, and the neck generally is a little bit more painful. But
Yeah.
we always adjust the energy level. If the patient cannot tolerate, we will always adjust energy level down to a level where the patient feels more comfortable. And for Thermage, it doesn't mean the higher the energy, the better the results. Even if
Oh.
energy is lower, depending on the patient's skin type, you can actually also see results. Yeah,
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So don't be
yeah,
afraid to put your hand up during the process and say, that's a bit too intense for me. You can dial it down
absolutely.
to a level that's comfortable for you. But of course, at the end of it, and then when you come to see the results months later, you think, oh, I could do it
You
again
got it.
tomorrow. In fact, forget that. No pain, no gain. I can do it tomorrow again. Can you share
It's
with
like
us?
giving birth, right? It's like giving birth.
It's like giving
When
birth.
you're,
Immediately after,
yeah,
you think, that's fine. I'll do it again.
absolutely.
How different is thermage from HIFU, alt therapy? We hear so much about these radio frequency processes.
Yeah, very interesting question, Michelle. Now, both the March FLX and HIFU, actually our therapy they call it microfocus ultrasound device. We compare these two devices. They are both US FDA approved devices for skin tightening. Now, the March FLX uses, as I mentioned earlier, radio frequency waves, the technology. Uh, our therapy uses microfocus ultrasound waves. Now, Thermage can be used actually the tip on all parts of the face, as I mentioned earlier, including right up to the lash line of the upper eyelid and the lower eyelid, cover entire face, the skin. You don't have to avoid any area. Whereas for our therapy, there are certain areas we avoid, especially on thinner areas where the nerves are more superficial. For example, around this area, the nasolabial fold, and the area around the corner of the mouth, also central part of the forehead, where the nerves are more superficial. We want to avoid our therapy, the transducer, because you don't want to hurt the nerves. Uh, whereas our therapy, whereas the March is US FDA approved for tightening, especially skin around the eyes. Our therapy is FDA cleared for skin tightening of the face, jawline, neck, uh, lateral brow, okay, not the upper and lower eyelids. The March is an inbuilt, as I mentioned earlier, cooling system, also a vibration tool in the handpiece for more patients' comfort and also better patient experience. Our therapy do not have. And the March, I personally feel that's my personal opinion, give you a very nice shrink wrap effect of the whole face. Whereas our therapy, I feel, is really better for jawline tightening. And of course, it also gives you a general tightening, but Somehow for Thermage, it gives you a very nice shrink wrap appearance of the whole face. But
Yeah,
both
natural.
devices, yeah, very natural. Both devices
Pull
also
back.
non-invasive, both very natural. But I think both have their pros and cons in treatment of the face.
All right, so we're here on Money FM, Dr. Lam. We have to address the money question. A lot of people may have read about Thermage FLX, but don't really know about the costs involved, and they may have heard that it's very expensive. So, what are the costs like? Is it going to hurt my pocket?
Okay, it is not very cheap, but neither is it really costly compared, of course, to a surgical facelift. But surgical facelift, of course, the results are more long-lasting. It also has more downtime. The cost is from 2,800 onwards, of course, depending on which area of the face and the body you're treating.
And is that for the whole face or parts of it?
No, parts of the face. So
Parts of the face.
$2,800 and above. Okay, depending on which parts of the face you're treating, and depending on how many shots we're using, because the tip comes with 900 shots for the newer device, 900 shots and 600 shots for the face tip. And for the eye tip, it comes with 450 shots for the upper and lower eyelids. So depending on what we're using, which tip, how many shots and all that, the cost will vary.
Well, thank you so much for demystifying. People may have seen Thermage FLX and not know what it's like, been too afraid to ask questions because they think, I'm going to have to step in, I'm going to have to commit to something. So we always appreciate you sharing the latest technology with us, Dr. Lam.
Thank you. Welcome. You're welcome.
My guest, Ageless Medical founder, Dr. Lam Bilan. We've been finding out what Thermage FLX is and how it can sit in your prejuvenation strategies to help you look better this festive season.